I am ready. We're all ready for some great Formula 1 action. Can we? Well, I am literally just waiting here. And, well, enough of the waiting. 5 lights are on, and the Singapore Grand Prix is underway. Hopelicious with a very good getaway by Zydran, already making a place as he covers the inside line ahead of Jamham, and Hopelicious leads the way ahead of Jamham. Jam maintains that third. Ghost Coach fighting with Zydran. Zydran with a fantastic start, trying to have a goal. The Ghost Coach is not gonna get that 4th place. Zydran lost himself just behind him. Paraquix is just ahead of Bezos, ahead of Kevin GT, who's trying to have a go on the racing point. But we do see here Ghost Coach and Zydran again fighting for a position. Zydran has to go all the way around and off the track to get the position down the inside of the McLaren. They're two fighting for a position, but now Ghost Coach with the inside line surely is going to maintain himself ahead of the McLaren. What a race car, and the top 4 remain unchanged.
Yeah, it was just in like a V2 backs, he lagged out. But yeah, it was quite a competitive lap on the very start. As we saw, our likes of Freeman and Subners get a bit close together, so you looked fast, nudging contact. Nice and clean, no minor damage.
James, it looks like PSR Freeman has got wing damage coming out of the first lap. LSP's Mo is dropping down some places as well, so something happened there. I have no idea what it was. Smoke, does he have wing damage? No, he doesn't. This track, it's so easy to get wing damage, and well, is that a glitch on the leaderboards as always?
Yeah, it's where the times change, stuff like that. It's all the orders randomly change. It will fix itself out. I was on board with Smoke at the time, and side by side with Sig Rider and Rayner, and he just had the outside line as Rayner made the inside, and he made it stick, and he lost the second position from the other guy as well. So it was just unlucky, really.
Right, yeah. Rando is gonna come back into the pits, and well, this race start has been really interesting, but hopefully she's now is gonna try to get away from everyone else. James, in terms of overtaking opportunities, what do you think of this track? Do you think anyone can go for an overtake here, at least in this earlier stages of this race?
In the early stage of the race, you're probably looking at the longest straight of turn 5 through 7, and possibly some parts in sector 2 on the DRS. Smoke is retired. He must have been there in the bridge section.
And I got to wonder, as you see Freeman struggling for a position here, trying to maintain that P12. Is that a real P12, I wonder? But, well, Tommy Reel's all over his back, trying to get that position. But I was looking at Rando, who just came out of the pits, now has wing damage. He probably got that by himself, and he's getting it again. What is going on here? I have no idea. And he's gonna go straight on. And so Policious puts on the fastest lap, and things are getting a little bit better. Things are getting a little bit interesting, I should say. The gaps are really close, and after this lap, we should be expecting a DRS strain, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you'll see a DRS strain of likes of Paraquix downwards on those softs. He's starting to struggle to keep up with Zydra. Those tyres will start to overheat as they're in the third lap now.
Look like V2 need an invite. You fix that for him. Bezos is needing that 6th place, and Paraquix is not gonna let that happen. Bezos on the inside, Para on the outside. So many overtakes happening through there, but looks like Paraquix is gonna maintain that 6th place. His tires must be, well, really suffering at this point. He's gonna be a sitting duck. He's already 2.7 seconds behind Zydran, who's on a set of mediums. Now, if you don't know what's happening with Paraquix, you might be wondering, why is he so slow on the set of softs that should be the quickest compound? And I must say, well, around Singapore, this track is so harsh on the tires, and the softs wear out so quickly that they get to that point that they are slower than the mediums very, very quickly indeed. So, Well, that point just came for Paraquix, and he's gonna be super slow here.
Bit of contact there from Tommy Real as he was battling out as they exit the DRS straight. It was side by side. He went to go for a move, but the next couple of corners he just rammed into the rear of Freeman as one just gets away. So unlucky from him.
Well, let's see if he can overtake Freeman. He's really losing time behind the American driver. Bez is now making his way, battling with Paraquix again, side by side through turn 3, and that is amazing stuff. But this time, Bez is gonna overtake Paraquix. Inevitably, that was gonna happen. It was all a matter of when. And we do see something happening here in the background. What is going on here? Yellow flags. Do we see an overtake happening? Look at this. Bez and Paraquix. Paraquix is gonna go back at him, and Kevin GT is gonna try to get the position. Bez is trying to go. Oh, look at this. Braking very late indeed. Bez is changing positions. Well, changing line on the last possible second. Wow. What a battle for P6 we have here.
Yeah, very tight battle because Paraquix. Oh, I got a spin. He lost it himself. Nicky's out. Oh, he's still going. He's got wing damage. He just spun himself too early in the power. Well, yeah, that battle for P6, it'll be showing those softs. He's nearly 5 seconds down on Zydard. He just shows those softs that got nothing left to compete with the mediums. He's just nursing those tyres along before he goes for his pit stop.
Well, Nicky gets a 3-second time penalty. He's race. I mean, I can't remember the last time Nicky had a great race. I mean, his best. As we go now with those drivers here, Bez is trying to get a position on Paraquix. I'm going to talk about Nicky in a second. Bezos is on the back of Paraquix, but well, for how long? I must wonder. Here we go into turn 1. We go in a second, using the DRS, closing in very fast indeed. Here we go. Can he take the position away from Para? Oh, he's very close. Kevin GT is right on their gearbox as well. But I must say, QKB's Assassin is saying hello everyone. Do you mind if I join the party? Because I'm really enjoying this view. Bez is now finally ahead of Paraquix, and this shouldn't be a problem for him. He's now breezed past the Alfa Tauri of Paraquix, and now he's gonna be super slow on the set of softs. But is that Reynolds in a position to be due?
See, they got you good out.
Oh, Nicky out of the session, and that is again another time that we're gonna see Nicky retiring or not finishing inside the top 10. That's such a shame. I know it is, but well, what can we do about it? Nicky, who, well, he retired in pits at least. Well, that is better, I should say, but not good enough. I'm looking at his previous results. He got P18 last week, P7 in Belgium, and DNF'd in the previous 2 races. So not too good for Nicky, and well, hopefully for him, he's gonna try to get a better result next week. But Kevin GT again on the back of Paraquix, the Alfa Romeo driver, Alfa Tauri actually driver, so-called French drivers trying to defend from the raging Mercedes. Oh, Paraquix is not French. What am I on about? He's actually, I believe, American. Correct me if I'm wrong. Into turn 1 we go. He's super slow on those set of softs. But Kevin GT is looking to take that position away from him, and if he keeps up like this, he's gonna probably do that at the end of the next straight into the right-hander using the DRS. This could be now, James.
Yeah, the move will be now. It's the Paraquix, just softs are really starting to die off. Easy move as he goes on the outside. Paraquix will defend it, squeezing for the corner, side by side, pulses him wide. Just can't make it stick. It's a great move from Kevin.
Is a great move indeed, and he's just a sitting duck at this point, isn't he? He needs to pit. He needs to go to the pit as soon as he possibly can. If I was say about the pit now and hope for a safety car later on in the race, Random gets a time penalty. So not a time penalty, and that's a safety car. And now I wonder, why is there a safety car being deployed? Do you have that information?
I don't.
Is that Freeman?
No, it's Rando. He's got wing damage again.
Oh, Rando. Oh, was that on purpose? I wonder. I wonder if that could be like, oh, okay then. If I crash myself, if I crash into one of those walls, oh, look at this. And well, anyways, looks like he's wingless at the moment. He needs to come back to the pits, and he's lost a lot of body work, and he's out of the race. Oh my goodness, he's out of the race during the safety car. Rando. Oh my goodness me, that is not good. That is not good. But let's just take a look at the pits. Looks like Jam Ham is gonna come into the pits and put on a set of hards. That is exactly what everyone should do. Hopelicious pits, Jam Ham pits, alongside everyone else. Zydred is pitting as well with UKB's Assassin, who's gonna come out. Oh, well, he's gonna lose a lot of time in a lot of positions under the safety car. Race Roller is gonna drop down a lot of places here. I wonder, well, he got held up quite a lot in the pits. But anyways, the top two, Kevin GT and Ghost Coats, did not pit. So I wonder if that's a better strategy. Did they make a big mistake under the safety car? What do you think, James? Was that the best strategy?
Well, Kevin had the issue of his own teammates, so I think that's just probably through team strategy, probably staying out longer. I think the guys who box the hards are in the right position to pit for hards. So we're at that point now where hards are at that time where they'll start to come to their own around probably the lap 12 probably. So yeah, they're at the right time for the boxing. But Ghost Cult might have made a mistake in not boxing. But I think they'll probably bank on another safety car later on, expecting a little bit of a rando issue later on. So see how it goes.
Indeed, mate. Lap 7 out of 31. Thanks for everyone tuning in for the Singaporean Grand Prix. Let's see if Coach can, well, maintain himself in first place after a couple of laps, because it's going to get to the point that he's going to have to pit, and when he does, he's going to come back, well, I believe in the bottom 6, maybe. So let's just see what they can do. The safety car is out on the track. Kevin GT is there. So talking about the hard runners, Hopelicious is in 3rd place ahead of Jamham, Hamjam, Zydra, Bezos, Paraquakes, UKB's Assassin, and Mercs. So, well, Sedana, when was the last time Sedana scored a point in Formula 1? Well,
not this season.
He is yet to score a point this season. So this could be his chance. Well, he just broke his streak of 11 times out in Q1. He could very well break the streak of, well, every single round being out and out of the points. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so the last time he had points when he was in Division 1 last season, so it's a record I think he wants to break now. This is the right track to do it on.
Exactly, those close walls. 8 laps and 3 DNFs. Do you? I mean, Chad, do you think we can get more? Does anyone want to predict the amount of DNFs? I would say 4 more drivers will DNF, and we're gonna get 7. I think that's 4.3 of 7. So, well, I do think that there's a possibility that can happen. But I mean, just looking at this grid, the drivers have such a great racecraft that, well, it's very rare to see crashes and mayhem in this division, isn't it?
Yeah, elite, the most experienced and quality drivers. It's only about many mistakes happen. It's basically racing battles on sectors. Well, as you see, the safety cars in this lap, so I'll let you jump on board that one.
Yeah, here we go, James. Hopelicious will be on fresh new hards compared to those 7-lap-old mediums. So, yeah, some people in the stream chat, I'm looking here now, sad. Okay. Sad the fact that, well, I believe Ghost Coach made a massive mistake. That's a big one. That's a big mistake by Colt, and well, he's gonna lead the pack going into turn 1, so let's see what he can do. Another safety car will surely help his life, and he needs to pit again. Kevin GT needs to pit again. Everyone else has pitted, so it's all about Ghost Coach. He's gonna dictate the pace here. Everyone warming up their tires. Let's see what they can do. Ghost Coat is out and we're back racing. We're green in Marina Bay, and Kevin GT is already gonna lose a position to Hopalicious if he is not careful. Hopalicious down the inside going into turn 1. Kevin GT having to take off the racing track, and look at this, Jam Ham trying to join the party. Hopalicious is up into second place. Kevin GT is gonna lose the place, but Jam Ham is desperate to get a position. Look at this, a fight between them, a little bit of a squeeze by Kevin GT there, and Jam Ham is gonna move himself up into P3 all the way around, but no, he's not. He's going side by side. Oh, it's a 3 wide. It's a 3 wide, and that's a big crash. That's a big crash. Oh no, he's not. There's a little bit of a contact between them, but Ham Jam is gonna lose back a position. Bezos is gonna go up into 4th place. Oh, look at this. Ham Jam is gonna collide with Zydred. They collide. They bang wheels once, twice, 3 times. There's everything happening. Mayhem here in Singapore. Bezos is gonna be in 3rd place ahead of Ham Jam. Kevin GT is ahead of his teammate Zydred, and just behind him is Parkwood ahead of Jam Ham. Look at this. What is happening with Jam Ham? He's dropping back positions. Oh, look at this. He's trying to get back some places. Everything is going on. One of the most exciting safety car restarts that I've ever seen. Race Roller is up in a position. Zydred is gonna move back a position and ahead of his teammate James. I don't know what's happening, but wow.
Yeah, it sounds like from the start, from the through the way battle through, big moves in the back. Also, Race Roller making moves on Beast Assassin. Merck's making big moves on Tommy Rail for that P11 position. V Combat making moves as well. At the moment, Southerner losing out there to like Sink and Freeman. It's not big moves from him. It's something he needs to improve on quickly if he's going to keep up with the pack. He's going to fall off. We also saw big moves from the Zydo with his teammate in P6 as he dropped back. Pyroquick's now on the fresher hard compound tyres. He's battling to gain back that position back again.
Well, mate, only lap 10 out of 31, and look at the amount of action that we've seen so far. This is looking like it's gonna be a very good Grand Prix indeed. UK Beast Assassin with a time penalty, but Pyroquicks on a fresh new set of hearts. This time he's not the sitting duck. Oh, look at this, trying to have a go down the inside, pushing the Mercedes off a little bit. Very, very harsh, and look at that. The Mercedes is cutting him off. Kevin GT is gonna say, not today, mate. Maybe tomorrow, as Pyroquicks is gonna maintain himself in 7th place. And wow, it's really hard to overtake drivers here. It doesn't matter if you're on a quicker compound. You don't have too many opportunities. Oh, and look at that Pyroquicks with a big mistake, and that is gonna, well, that's gonna give the opportunity for Jam Ham to move back up a position. And well, that is very good for the. Well, that's decent for Jam Ham. He should be up there fighting for the race victory, but something happened in the safety car restart. He's not going to be finding himself inside at least the top 6 at this particular moment. Let's see if anything can change going into the next few corners, but Ham Jam is under pressure by Zydred.
Yeah, Zydred under pressure. He just shows he has the pace around here. Well, he's entering DRS range, but a couple more laps before that activates. He's down on pure slipstream, especially when it comes to this long straight in the next couple of corners. Will he look to beat the pounce, or will he wait for the DRS to activate?
Yeah, and I absolutely love this camera angle. It's actually amazing just looking back as Zydred is, man. Like, it's literally like a shark on the water just coming for you, and now he's gonna go for the bite. Into the next corner we go. Zydred is gonna push him off wide and take the position. The drivers today really fighty, I would say. Zydred is gonna move up into 4th place, and Ham Jam dropping back down a position, but well, Ghost Coach needs to pit. So what's going on here is that Ham Jam, well, I wonder if that was Zydred just letting him through, because I believe he overtook him outside of the track, just like Bahrain 2021.
He probably just made a mistake somewhere, but where he might have been on the outside. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
look
it's
at
probably
this.
just a mistake.
So sorry, mate. Oh, there's a big crash. It's Tommy Real and UK Beast Assassin, I believe, who made contact here in lap 11, and there is a little bit of body work on track. And those two, well, at least Tommy Real is gonna really feel the impact of that crash. He's gonna lose a lot of places. He's gonna try to still maintain himself in that position. As Top Freeman moves himself up into P14 ahead of Tommy Real. So Suttoner, who just pitted for a set of softs. What on earth is Suttoner doing? I have no clue. Don't ask me. He's really trying to do something different compared to the other drivers.
He had wing damage, so yeah, he backed the box early.
Oh, okay. Yes, race rollers on the back of Power Quicks as well, so those drivers fighting for P7 at the moment. Kevin GT is surely going to be losing some pace at this stage of the race. Zydred, who's very close to Hamjam. It's Hamjam versus Zydred, par 3 into turn. Oh, that's a penalty. Zydred is going to take P4, or is he? Hamjam fights back.
Big contact.
Oh, and is that Power Quicks out of the race? Oh, not out of the race,
No,
but
no,
down
it was
to
big
P9.
contact. He was side by side. He just nudged him to the side, ran wide on turn 7 exit, and then just pounded into him. So there was a bit of damage as well. So I think he just made a mistake there, but it's not clean driving.
Wow. So something happened there. As you just heard, Zydred is in 4th place ahead of Hamjam. Hamjam is trying to come back at him. So those two are really pushing each other to their limits. You see Jamham is joining the battle here between them. Zydred with a time penalty that could be a factor at the end of the race. And well, just looking at the times being invalidated in qualifying, that shows that Singapore, we could be seeing a lot of time penalties, couldn't we?
Oh yeah, Singapore is one of those tracks, so it can be a lot of penalties, as we saw from last night in Division 3. There were like a couple of guys who had like no penalties, but with a late safety car, that can promote you from the back of the grid to a podium spot. We saw from Maxwell and Scott Laney last night, so could be something to keep an eye out for at the end of the race.
Yeah, Hopelish is in the perfect position to take victory, and with Jamham in 6th place, well, soon to be possibly P5, because we do have Ghost Coach who's losing pace and place now. Just lost 1st place. Hopelish is in. He is gonna have to pit. Kevin GT as well, losing place in. This is the point of the race that those set of mediums will be absolutely dead. They will have to come back into the pits to put on a brand new set of parts as soon as they possibly can. Just looking at here, basically, if you didn't pit on the it's Mertens' position just to right now. Got it for P11.
Yeah, he made a mistake, and then it seemed like they just punished him coming through the bridge section just now. Yeah, just made a mistake, ran wide off their combat slowdown, so just unlucky.
Unlucky indeed, but also I believe I saw Kevin GT now again under pressure. So yeah, the battle is going to be between the, but another battle with the that we keep our eyes on is between Jamham and Hamjam for 5th place. Jamham needs every possible position that he possibly can, and I know I'm saying too many possible words, but look at this. With Zydred or with a time penalty and Ghost Code needing to pit, that could promote Jamham up to 4th. And let me tell you something, that is not too bad. Just looking at his championship lead and how far ahead on the championship he is. Going into turn 1, they're close, but not close enough. Good line by Jamham. Let's see what they can do into the first DRS zone of the track that we approach in the next corner. Here we go, a little bit of a lockup by the Renault. It's brother versus brother, Williams versus Renault into turn. Oh, here we go, going on the inside, and it's gonna be Jamham into 5th place. He just breezed past the Renault. Quite an easy move, wasn't it?
Yeah, very easy move. They know how to work together because they basically live together, so they know how to leave themselves enough space, but they love to rival each other in terms of battling out for the lead. But they know how to leave each other space. They don't hit each other once. That I've seen so far the last couple of seasons.
Well, yeah, Merrick's is, I believe, just lost the position to Freeman, so that's a shame for him. Hamjam is now, well, alone. He's in that point there. He's not close to Jamham, his brother, and he's not close to Race Rolla, so he's just gonna be strolling his way to the finish line. But Bezos fighting with Ghost Code now is a time that Bezos could be seeing himself in second place. Interesting stuff. Bezos, his best result as Ghost Code, I believe, hits now. Comes into the pits. Let's see where he's gonna come out. But Bezos, his best result in well, so far this season has been at third place. So that would be his best result in season 6. Let's see where Ghost Code is gonna come out. He's coming into the pits alongside MGT.
Yes, Kevin drops down into the pits as well. We also see the two rivalry between two teams of the AlphaTauri. Paraquix and V2 is really up Paraquix's rear end, so he's just trying not to make a mistake there. As he gets the DRS, will he look to make the move on his own teammate?
Teammate battle here between them.
They are side by side, he enters turn 7, cuts the corner, squeezing wide. Didn't get a penalty unless it's popped up yet. Oh, it squeezes a Haas now joins the party.
Oh, look at that. It's gonna be a Haas ahead. This Reina really capitalizing on his mistake. He's now ahead of Paraquix and now trying to get himself into P7 with V2 X Combat. Well, I mean, battling with someone is, of course, risky enough, but battling with your teammate, that takes guts. And, well, you clearly saw what happened there. A little bit of a position change there for P8. Reina is gonna find himself just behind V2 X Combat and in the perfect position to take that 7th place. Of course, V2 has a penalty, so that could be a big factor here. So let's just see what's happening here at the front. Hopelicious is leading by 4 seconds ahead of Bezos, ahead of Zydrab. Look at this, quite a big gap at the top, and quite like Formula 1 in real life. And let's just take a look at the position changes, shall we? Zydrab moved up 3 places alongside Bezos. Both of them had a very nice start. Jamham, one of the losers so far in this Grand Prix, alongside Hamjam, lost 2 places. V2 X Combat, oh, that's Reina actually with a time penalty, so that changes things, doesn't it? Because now, Reina's got to get that P7 on track.
Oh yeah, Freeman's in a good position. If it stays like this, he'll dominate for him to get the P7. If it stays in this order, once to the finish, he'll promote himself to a couple of positions. 3 of the guys ahead of him got penalties.
Yes, indeed, Freeman who's at the minute in sitting in P10. And, well, if Freeman gets P7, then, well, I don't know if I could say that would be my drive of the day. I think it's quite early, only lap 16 out of 31. So, well, Freeman is looking to put on a very interesting comeback drive after dropping back a lot of places in the first few laps. Now he's back in contention for very good points. Let me just take a look at the stream chat if you guys have anything to say. Sitting in last, my eyes can't take it. Oh yes, indeed, it's actually it's sad, but I mean it's certainly an improvement. Q2, that's great for him. Let's see if he can get a good result next week. But of course, a safety car could literally change everything in this race. And trust me when I say this, a safety car could come out, and probably will, to be honest. I believe there's a lot of chances of one of those drivers facing, well, crash into the walls. That really can happen, especially after what we've seen. Such a crazy race. And I mean, goes close with a time penalty. I believe that's another driver with a penalty here.
Yeah, that's now 7 drivers with time penalties. That's, as you said earlier, I could expect a lot of penalties. Yeah, that's what we're expecting in the moment.
Reina now. Well, I said it earlier as well that this man had to do it on track. And look at this, that's a crash. He crashes with V2 X Combat. He tried to go for the dummy, he tried to go on the inside and switch it to the outside, but the thing is, when he switched to the outside, well, he was already making contact with him, and there's another battle going on between Paraquix and Merckx. Both the AlphaTauris involved in action here, but one of them, V2X Combat, out of the points, and this is another driver involved in shenanigans here in this Grand Prix, and that means that Reina, even though he's in P7 at the moment, that could be, oh well, I'm pretty sure the stewards would definitely have a look at that.
Yeah, they definitely will. I think there was probably a little bit of contact on the wing or the tyre, which flew him off into the wall, and then he just paused, probably just to get quit, and then he's retiring. He placed himself in the wall, so it's like he's just got to come in for a wing change. Also, wow, with that battle was going on far, Freeman made a nice move ahead of Paraquix. Paraquix was then had to defend Merckx for that P9 position.
Oh, is that a yellow flag? Is that combat?
Yeah, it's combat. He's just took the slipper and he's just letting it run through. Wing damage is not helping it at all.
Well, that is not great, I should say. Reina, even though he moved up 10 places, so you could argue that's a great drive, but, well, at what cost, I must say. Here we go, Merckx is on the back of Paraquix, so another AlphaTauri involved in action here. So let's see if at the end of this straight, who's going to be in P9. Paraquix at this particular moment is sitting there, but that could be changing in the next few seconds. You see the flashlight there, the red light is flashing. Basically, that means that he's under 20% of ERS, and down the inside goes Merckx, or at least has a look on the inside of Paraquix going into the next corner. That's not gonna happen. And it looks like Ghost Code is looking to join the party as well. Interesting stuff. Sudana is gonna move himself up into P15 after combat. Pits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 drivers with time penalties. Wow. Oh, look at this. Is that a mistake by Merckx, I wonder? Going very wide? I don't think it is. Maybe just trying to use the traction for his advantage. But the fight here that we're looking at is Kevin GT loses the position to UKB's Assassin in a very unusual place to see an overtake.
Yeah, he does it in the bridge section, which is really tough section to overtake. Especially when you're coming down to our left hand, you don't want to be touching that wall. So he just goes very wide near the wall there. There's the Haas driver, Beast Assassin, loves a bit of squeeze as Tommy Real comes back and he really picks up penalty for cutting the corner. It's freeway battle here, going into the bridge tunnel section.
Oh, and look at this, Ghost Coat ahead of Merckx now, taking that 10th place. Well, Merckx took too long to take that 9th place. Ghost Coat said, well, mate, I'm gonna have to do it myself, fighting with the overseer, actually, trying to maintain himself on track. And if he gets a good axi here, as Paraquix crashes into the walls a little bit, he clips the walls, actually. Let's see if there's a wing damage. Yes, there it is. There's damage for Paraquix, and he's gonna be slow again. Well, how many times have we seen Paraquix being in this position? Let's see if that's going to change in a second. With Ghost Coach on the back of him, that could be changing, but well, at least not this lap, on the 19th lap of this Grand Prix. So this is amazing stuff. On the Grand Prix, we're having a lot of carnage happening. I would say mayhem. That's how I could describe this Grand Prix. Not too many people crashing out, believe it or not, but the thing is, it was literally all about the wing damages and the crashes. It looks like Ghost Cold had a very funny line through that.
Yeah, we did, but the only thing is, I think Ghost Colt being on the fresher hard, so the guys are already on the 11-lap old hard. I think Merckx is struggling to keep up with Ghost Colt, sort of being in front of him, and now Ghost is trying to defend him, who's just now dropped down to 7 temps, but he's now trying to put pressure on Paraquix. He's struggling to keep hold of him as well. Will he make the move on the on the long straights? We'll have to wait for turn 5.
Oh yes, I'm looking now at Paraquix again. Now this time we could be seeing a move happening for P8. Freeman is a long way ahead of Paraquix, so don't think about DRS help. He's gonna be alone by himself and with a raging McLaren. This Max Piss. Ghost Code is really looking to take the position away from Para with the DRS now. He's gonna deploy not too much of his ERS. Look at this. It's now gonna be an energy battle down the inside. No, no, no. Round the outside goes Ghost Coach and having to take the run off. Oh no, he's gonna go be inside the track limits, bagging wheels once, twice. The inside line is gonna turn to the outside line for Pyroquicks, and that's the same happens again for Ghost Coach trying to go for the switchback, and he does. It's gonna be side by side, and you don't go side by side into the next corner. If you do that, it's gonna be definitely. Oh, look at that! Ghost Coach trying to have a go on him, and with no space whatsoever, Ghost Coach with a fantastic move. And this is what I love about Singapore. It really pushes his drivers into going for moves that you wouldn't usually see.
Yeah, you just got a quick message in chat from Pan for taking tyres, please.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone apart from Ghost Coach is on brand new set of everyone in the top 12 is on a set of hards. Citadel is on a set of is on a hards as well. I'm looking at Jam Ham, and this could be a fight for P3. I do know that Zydred has a time penalty, so you might be wondering if that's really a fight for P3, but things will change in the latest stages of the race, and Jam Ham puts himself ahead of the Mercedes quickly and easily. He's gonna move himself ahead of Zydred and just behind Bezos. Now it's gonna be great. This is fantastic for Jam Ham. He's gonna lose, yes he will, but now as he makes his way back into the top 3, not by much.
Yeah, you can see that he had a little bit of focus there, but he's still trying to hold offside. But it's about here for P5 at the moment. Is now Race Roller is trying to battle for the other brother of Hamjam. At the front. At the moment, there's still 4 attempts before they get to the bridge section. It will get the activation for DRS. A lock up there from Hamjam. As Race Roller gets better exit for that corner, he will activate DRS. E2 Combat picking up a 3-second penalty again. Just too far back to make a move. Another little lock up there from Ham, but at the moment it's clean sailing for Ham at the moment. It's starting to pull away, but we're coming through the final sector now where it's moves really struggle to make any moves. But at the moment it's kind of quiet at the moment. Back to you.
Oh yeah, Jam Ham is in 3rd place, but well, there are 2 battles that we need to keep our eyes on. Ham and Jam are fighting for a position, but Jam fighting for 3rd and Ham fighting for 5th. Well, fighting to maintain those positions because, well, look at this. Race Roller is gonna be just behind him. Race Roller, a very quick driver indeed, and this could be a very good result indeed for the Alfa Romeo driver. Into the straight we go, and again, but this time, look at this. Jam Hammer really pushing at this stage of the race. Very good stuff for him. He's now over 7 attempts ahead of him, trying to get himself out of the DRS zone. And if he's not in DRS range, then this is fantastic for him because he can just control his pace and chase down Bezos. Let's see if he can do anything at the top. He knows that time penalties could be a factor at this final stages of the race, and now for 8 drivers with time penalties. And as I say that, of course he's gonna get a time penalty because the commentator's curse is alive, isn't it?
Yeah, big battle here for P10 as Merckx and Pyroquicks are at it again, a side by side as we exit turn 7 there, as he forces Merckx wide on the exit. But at the moment, Merckx goes to the inside line. Just doesn't get a better exit as Pyroquicks will defend on the outside line. We'll side by side for the next corner. Going through the bridge section now, the chicane. Very tight as he nearly touched the wall. Oh, does he back up? No, they're still going. It's going to be content. No. Just a switch back. Man, these 2 aren't giving up.
Wow.
He's got the DRS. Merckx has got the DRS. Well, at the moment, none have got overtake mode. Merckx actually makes the move and it makes it stick. That's a quite overtake there.
Well, that was a very good battle indeed. Merckx and Pyroquicks fighting for points. And I must say, Red Bull and look at this Race Roller in the back of Hamjam. I was gonna say about how Merckx and Pyroquicks, well, Red Bull and AlphaTauri really involved in battles here today. I'm looking at the Alfa Romeo Race Roller trying to have a go on the outside of Hamjam. Is that gonna work? I wonder. Here we go into the next few corners. We are gonna be seeing some action as again Hamjam and Race Roller fighting for position, and now Race Roller is gonna find himself ahead of Hamjam, and well, everything's gonna change, isn't it? Now he was a driver who was saving his ERS. Now things are gonna switch, and he's gonna be the driver defending. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what they can do in those next few laps. Race Roller has, and he needs to do what Jam Ham was trying to do a couple of laps ago. He needs to try and get away from that DRS range because that is keeping the car behind. That's literally what's happening. You can't have a Mercedes like Zydrad all over your back and breathing down your neck lap after lap after lap. That is surely gonna affect your mentality going into this race. You can't really focus on chasing down Bezos when you have a man like this chasing him down. Don't you think, James?
Yeah, especially Zydrad's never one for sitting behind people. You always want to get ahead. You want to stay in that podium positions. Oh, that gap between Jam and Bezos is marginally moving slowly as Bezos. You see, he's fantastic race in that P2 position, starting from, I believe it was P5 in qualifying. So I don't know, no one's touching Hoopalicious up front as well. 6.4 seconds clear, and it's slightly closing, but with there's to be 7 laps remaining. I don't think no one will be touching that first position.
Yeah, Zydrad looks like he's a long way behind Jam Ham. He's just within 1 second, 1 second of the Williams driver Ham Jam as well, struggling to keep up with Race Roller, which is, well, a little hint of Race Roller space. He is a great driver indeed. He's a quick driver as well. He's sitting in P8 in the championship, just behind Ghost Coach. And tell you what, he's a very quick driver indeed. You don't usually see him fighting at the top, but when you see, he's gonna get there. He's got 2 podiums this season. He got 1 in Canada and 1 in Monaco. So, well, Race Roller, another one of those drivers that are usually a hit or miss. Well, this whole grid is actually a hit or miss because, well, we don't have, apart from, of course, sometimes Jam Ham, I know, but we don't have a driver winning every single week, and that's what I think makes the Elite Division so good.
Oh yeah, you always want to see like very consistent drivers, consistent, but you always like that competition of different drivers fighting for the win or fighting for a podium. Makes it competitive. You'll love to see every single week.
Exactly. There's a battle here at the bottom. That's just set at V2 X Combat, and Tommy Rio getting another time penalty, and now for multiple warnings. Well, Serena is 28 seconds behind Tommy Rio, so this fight is not really for points. I'd say this fight is more, it's more about bragging rights and literally just a practice here, trying to maintain themselves on the race, and you never know what's gonna happen. Lap 25 out of 31, so 6 laps to go into the Grand Prix. Tell you what, it's only 6 laps, but everything can happen, and, well, I hate quoting Murray Walker again, but he probably will. Let's just see what is happening here at the top. Zydrad still can't get inside that 1 second window.
Yeah, he's not that far. It's 6 laps to go, so anything could happen in the next remaining laps. One mistake, of course, he has a time penalty. Well, he'll stays like that. He will stay P4, where the race will be over 10 seconds further behind him, but I think he wants to try and make that move on the Jam Ham so he can get enough for that podium position, but just don't think he has enough time.
Indeed. Syncorena, though, we're not really noticing this man so much. He's sitting in P7 at the moment, and let's see how many time penalties those drivers have. Let's see, 6 seconds worth of penalties for Zydrad. So, well, his fight with Jam Ham is not really important. It's really about maintaining himself ahead of Race Roller. So that's why I think he's not really bothered about overtaking Jam Ham. He's really more bothered about using that DRS to his advantage. Syncorena has 3 seconds, Freeman doesn't have none. Serena gets a time penalty, and now making it 6. The bottom 4 all have 6 seconds worth of penalties. Ghost Coach and Paraquicks have 3, so that is an interesting stuff, something to look forward to. And with that result, well, Merckx is 7 seconds behind Ghost Coach, so the top 10, I believe, are going to remain unchanged. If, of course, they finish like this, and that's a big if.
a person who could benefit from Sink has been having a fantastic race. He said, I've seen him make some fantastic moves from people who've made mistakes or passing ahead of him. He's just a little bit patient and made solid moves. Not one, but made 2 overtakes early on against Paraquix and V2 and Golson and Freeman. So, but this little battle between the 2 teammates of Freeman and Ghost, and Ghost is just probably seen second, third. He knows he has a penalty, but he's on the fresher tyres. The Freeman is just like 20 laps long now on those hard compound tyres compared to Ghost is 10. He'll probably make the move because he knows it'll be quicker. See how this is when it ends the next couple of laps.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see any team orders here in McLaren. Freeman is surely going to be a lot slower than him. And of course, Freeman doesn't have any time penalty, so there is no point in there's no point in fighting really for P8. If I was Freeman, I'd just let him go and, you know, just literally use the DRS to his advantage and literally glue to the back of your team and just go on with it. Bezos, by the way, in second place. Of course, I thought that could change with Jamham. He's 3.5 seconds behind Bezos. But wow, I must say, Bezos is really impressing me lately. What is that? P2 in the race and ahead of the championship leader. Simply fantastic stuff, and Bezos could be one of my drivers that I'd say are probably one of the surprises here in this race. Freeman behind Code still. So what Code's what's really happening with Code? Do you think that's pace? Because he should, of course, 10 lap older hards. He should be overtaking Freeman, and Freeman on 21 lap old hards. I wonder if that's gonna. Well, I wonder if he's gonna suffer at the end of the race. Could we see any punctures maybe?
Probably not, because you can't hit the tyres at max 25 laps. So it's probably just made a mistake somewhere in a couple of corners in sector 1. So yeah, he's probably just made a mistake, and it's just trying to play catch up. Freeman is lucky enough to keep going on with that pace, but he knows he's going to have to let Ghost cut through, and he's going to start losing more time from the guy in front of him.
Yeah, Paraquix is in front of Kevin GT. Paraquix has got a time penalty, and part of his front wing completely gone. So that means that Kevin GT is surely going to be all over the back of the AlphaTauri. Tell you what, in the next few corners, we could be seeing him all over the front of the car. Oh, and that was a big one. And that is Paraquix going straight into the walls. The safety car has been deployed, Mr. James, and this went from a race that started off great actually. It became a little bit dull, but I'm looking at this in lap 28. The safety car has been deployed, and that surely means that, well, everything can and will change. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen in the latest stages of the one of the latest stages of this race.
Yeah, of course, on late safety car, you're not going to get any DRS towards the end of the race. With 4 laps remaining, by the time you get on the restart, it's not going to be like 30, so 29. Depends how quickly they can reform, but I don't think a lot of drivers are going to get back in time to reform the grid. I think a lot of drivers are going to get caught out here. A late safety car can help you, especially at the back, but those guys outside the top 10 on softs, can they get back around in time?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and well, to answer your question, I do believe that the safety car does not come back. Come back into the pits on a final lap, so you cannot finish the race under the safety car in the Formula 1 game. And now we're gonna see the pit stops, and let's see if the back runners are gonna be able to catch up, or are they not? Here we go. Hopefully she's staying out now. Ooh, what? Beza stays out.
Jones in.
Wow. Now this is interesting. Now this is Bezos.
Race Roller stayed out as well. I think they go for the tactical position.
I mean, Race Roller doesn't really have much to lose. He's gonna come back in second place. Maybe
Ham
Hopeless is out. No, he's gonna come back in third, but Hamjam is gonna stay out as well. So this is a critical point of the race. This is so, well, that is simply That is really going to be interesting because, well, lap 29, the safety car is probably going to come back at the end of lap 30, I would say. I don't think the safety car is going to come back at the end of this lap. Maybe lap 30, so that means that we're going to have one lap, well, 2 laps. No, if it comes back this lap, then I think we're only going to have 1 lap left of racing at the end of this race.
Time, yeah.
Right?
Probably. Yeah, it will do.
Maybe we're gonna have only 1 lap, and in 1 lap, I gotta ask you, James. I mean, I know you probably don't know the answer because I mean I don't think any of us do, but fresh new set of softs against of 21 lap old hards. What do you think? Without DRS, without the help of DRS in Singapore, one of those tracks that you really. It's really hard to overtake. It's really hard to go for. Oh, the safety car is in this lap, mate. The safety car is in this lap. What do you think? What do you think?
I think people not going to get around in time, likes of V2 Combat and Tommy Real. They're not going to get back in time. They're already in the final sector. I think Kevin GT is going to miss out. Beast Assassin may miss out. Tommy Real just picks up another penalty. I think Hoops might have benefited here through not overheated tyre on the first out lap, but I think Hoops might benefit from an overtake on lap 30. Bez is going to have to fend for a dear life. He's got a car in front of him.
Look at this, mate. Sutter is in second place. Not in second, but he's in between Hupalicious and Bezos. So his teammate Ferrari could be screwing up Ferrari. What is going on? Sutter lets them through. Hupalicious is back, but this time Bezos is off into the lead. Race Roller is just behind him. And what is happening here? Here we go. Hamjam and Zydrat fighting for P5 there. Zydrat on brand new set of softs. He's going to surely go ahead of Hamjam. He's now ahead, and here we go. Race Roller loses the position to Jamham, and into the next corner we go. We see Hupalicious all over the back of Bezos. We could be seeing him going for a move. Bezos it's all about surviving here, really. And look at this, a battle between Zydrat and Zydrat on the inside is going to take 4th place away from him. And there's a battle for the lead of the championship. The ladder here is Jamham ahead of Hupalicious. Jamham overtakes him into the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Jamham is up into 2nd place and maybe into the lead in the next 2 corners. Jamham, what a fantastic drive. He's going to start to go on the outside. What a move! What a move by Jamham. That was fantastic. Jamham showing why he's in 1st place, showing why he's a championship leader. Hupalicious is going to move himself up into 2nd, but this time 1 second behind everyone. Oh, look at Zydrat. Zydrat on the inside of 2 drivers at once. Zydrat is going to go side by side with Hupalicious. They kind of touched there, but not enough to cause any damage. Bezos, well, who was at 2nd place at one point, is now down to P4. Terrible strategy, and Zydrat with a time penalty, so things could change here, James.
Oh yeah. I think maybe with Hamjam's lost out 22 lap on tyres. He just made a dive into the tunnel. It's a fantastic move up to P6, but my prediction in the race.
Was that your prediction?
To go. Yeah, I went with Jam.
oh wow.
Last lap to go as well.
Is that Colt? Is that Colt with wing damage? Into the final lap of the Grand Prix we go, and there's Colt with wing damage there. What is going on here in this Grand Prix, I wonder? SV2 trying to go for the fastest lap, but Reina is going to move himself ahead of Race Roller, who struggles there to maintain himself on track. Sync Reina trying to get P4 away from Bezos. Can he do it, I wonder? Well, with a time penalty, that's certainly going to push him back, but Jamham, well, Tommy Real gets the fastest lap of the race. Bezos is going to be struggling a lot here. Look at this. Easily he's going to get overtaken by the like of Sync Reina, making himself up into P4, but with a time penalty. Does that really matter, I wonder? And Bezos could have just literally thrown away a chance of getting his best result so far this season.
Yeah, I think he got ruined from didn't box. Especially those guys behind, Race Roller, Ham, Freeman, all didn't box, and they just got ruined for the guys. End of 29, early 30, it's just got ruined out for the guys in the first softs.
did, and into the final lap we go. Jam Ham. Well, this man started second place. Absolutely fantastic. He lost a lot of positions. He's had a very dreadful race through the middle of the race, but well, leading the championship by quite a lot, just like Lewis Hamilton. And just like Lewis Hamilton, when everything looks like it's gonna go wrong, he's gonna come out on top as he comes to cross the line. And Jam Ham wins the Singapore Grand Prix.
Hoops in the wall.
And Hoopalicious is in the wall in the final corner. Wow. He takes second place, and Bezos is gonna take third place with the penalty. So Bezos is gonna take a podium. He matches his best result so far this season. So well, what will look like was gonna be not a great result, it is gonna be a great result. Congratulations to Bezos. That's his third podium of the season, I believe. Race Roll is gonna finish fourth place. What a result for Race Roll. That's his best result so far this season. And Sync Reina with a P5. Another driver getting their personal best this season. And this guy, that's his third or fourth race here in Summer League Racing, and he's got a great result. Freeman, what a comeback drive by the McLaren. Zaydra, unfortunately, who was fighting for top 3 penalties, pushed him back and he got down to P7. Hamjam, who got the fastest lap of the race in the final lap, got P8. Mertz got P9, ahead of Kevin GT, who got P10. And what a Grand Prix that was, James.
Oh man, what a fantastic battle. Of course, last time out was Reina didn't have one of the best races, but so far he finished, I believe it was, he retired last week, so up into P5 from where he started from. It's like he's had a fantastic race. People like Beza, he finished fourth last season in this race, upped himself one to a podium position. I think he benefited from probably actually staying out best. He got himself on the podium. It's a brilliant race, and unlucky not to get the win, but it's just the quicker drivers on the softs. Jam fully deserved to make the overstate, but just missing out from the win as he dominated throughout the race.
Yes, and could you invite the top 3 to the party, mate? That would be lovely. I will. Well, Jam Ham again wins the Grand Prix, and this time ahead of Hoopalicious. Oh, that is simply brilliant stuff for the British driver, and I gotta say, he extends his championship lead once again, and that is his third victory of the season. So his last time he won was at home in Britain. He's gonna take the victory again. Great stuff by himself, and well, Hoopalicious is gonna take second place 2 weeks in a row. Now let's see, is everyone in the party, or
was missing Jam and Hoop.
okay, Jam and Hoop. So yeah, now I gotta ask you guys, well, I'm not sure if you guys are gonna determine the driver of the day, but if you guys would like, you can write it on the stream chat. Who do you think was the driver of the day? And well, if you could tell us why, that would be great as well. Well, I believe we do have everyone in the stream, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, and with Jamham winning the race, that means that he, just like his brother Hamjam, this reminded me that he's now tied with his brother and Presto Evans with 16 victories. So that is amazing. Now we go to the man that is it third to first? I believe it is, isn't it?
Either way, man.
Okay, let's just start with third place then. Bezos. Well, what can I say, mate? What a race that was. Simply amazing stuff, especially at the later stages of the race with the safety car and the strategies being all over the place. Now, I gotta ask you, of course, this is a great result. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's your... Oh, sorry, that's your second podium of the season. The last one was in Hungary. And, well, I mean, with this race in the end, you decided to stay out, and of course you took the lead of the Grand Prix, and then you lost a couple of positions, and then with the penalties you got them back. Now, what do you think about that decision of staying out? Do you think that was the right strategy? What do you think?
In the end, probably not, because I thought you'd lose a lot more positions in the pit lane, but ultimately I'd probably do the same again, because I didn't expect everyone to pit. And in the end, it didn't work out too bad, to be fair. I think on softs I probably would have finished in the same position, because I didn't quite have the pace this weekend, but things worked out pretty well, especially after the first safety car restart, when a couple of them came together. I got all those positions and then managed to hold with pace and keep position, so yeah, that was good.
James, any questions for Bessis?
No, but to be honest, mate, somehow you didn't really have, in terms of later on towards the end of the race, you didn't really have much pressure between the guys who are dominating for the driver's title. Like, so you had Jam behind, you had Zyder, had Ham, Race Roller, all battling out for that third and fifth position. You were just like cool and collective. It's like, what did you have? What was your plan? What was your aims for this race in terms of just trying to get a podium, or you were just taking it one step at a time as each lap came along? But did you expect yourself to be in P2?
I definitely did not expect to be in P2. I mean, somewhere sort of towards the bottom end of points is what I was expecting after quali. So yeah, P2's or P3 is pretty incredible. So yeah, definitely. I mean, after I ended up in P2, it was just take it lap by lap. Had to push a bit with Jam and Zyjab behind, just trying to keep them behind. But yeah, took it lap by lap and ended up on the podium. So yeah, happy.
Yeah, well, I'm out of questions, mate. Then you're all good to go, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Congratulations, mate, on your podium. Now, another driver that we would like to talk to now is Hopalicious. So, well, Hopalicious, man, Hope, well, let's say that was a great qualifying session by yourself. You got pole position. You got pole. That's literally all you can ask for in qualifying. But going into the race, let's say you were on for a fantastic victory. Your championship rival was in third place, so you get some points ahead of him. The safety car changed everything in this race. You were on for a victory. You led almost from start to finish, but that safety car changed it. How gutted are you? And what happened? What was the key point of that safety car restart that made Jam Ham overtake you? What happened in that safety car?
Yeah, I have no words to explain how I'm feeling, but yeah, I'm so pissed. I just can't really seem to have any luck in this league for some reason. But yeah, on the restart, I had to stay back behind my teammate, which I had like probably over half a second gap to the leader. And yeah, but then the softs helped me out in the first sector, but I had really high wings, so I couldn't really catch Bezos in the straight line, so I didn't bother using my overtake on him. And what I was hoping to do was stay behind him for the whole lap and try to get his DRS on the next lap, try to get a fastest lap. But yeah, I didn't see Jam until the last part of the straight, and yeah, I shouldn't have defended the inside. But still, that safety car shouldn't have happened. I don't know what caused it or how it happened. But
there was an AlphaTauri just bending it straight into the wall. Don't worry.
I mean, it wasn't on purpose, though, right?
No, it's not on purpose.
Not that we know. Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's still unlucky. I don't understand. But yeah, whatever.
Any questions, James?
To be honest, I'll just take you towards towards the end of the race. You had a battle with Zyder, and you just losing out. You're side by side going on the exit of the DRS, basically the second DRS through the second sector. Before we start the third, did you find any grip of battling them two out? With like Jam as well, and then just losing out for him. And was there any grip? How did you feel going through that section? You just giving it all
the final lap?
The final lap, yeah. You're just giving it everything.
I was just so pissed. I was just what's the word? I don't know. I was just yeah, I was just really angry. So I was just pushing out of my mind and over pushing a little bit, but I don't even think I could have caught him either way.
Yeah, and of course we had like Beza staying out. It's like he didn't bother to box. He thought it might have gone to the last lap, but the safety car coming out early, you got defended by your own teammate in front of you. But Beza holding you up for the last couple of laps.
Also, I didn't expect that safety car to last one lap or whatever. And on the restart, my tires were blue and cold, so I had to wait a bit, but whatever. It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
No,
Okay,
it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I mean, mate, still congratulations on your P2. Hopefully you're gonna get better luck next week in Russia. Well, now I go with the guy that everyone hates at this point. It's Jam Ham. Another victory for you. And I mean, I believe he's in a party, isn't he?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so that's another victory. Well, another podium, I should say. It's your third victory, your third win of the season. The last time you won was in Silverstone. How happy are you to come back here into the top step of the podium, and you finishing ahead of Hupulicious? And it's crazy how, well, I had to ask this. At one point of the race, I don't know what was happening there. I believe it was at the beginning of the race. You were dropping down positions. You were really struggling, and it looked like you were gonna have a bad result. But well, you had a recovery drive, and then the safety car helped you to get back in contention for the race victory. And I mean, what happened there? How was it? And did you miss this feeling?
Yeah, I'm really happy, obviously, to have won, but I'll be the first to admit that it was extremely lucky, wasn't it? But yeah, I'd kind of after all the stuff that happened after the first safety car, I'd kind of just settled in and kind of accepted that I maybe wasn't going to get a great result. And then my brother said he'd got a bit of damage, so then I was thinking, oh, that's maybe an extra place. And then I knew the pace was good. I felt if I'd not had all those incidents and then got an illegal overtake as well, I felt without that I'd maybe have been able to stick with Hoop and maybe challenge for the win like that. But yeah, I was kind of happy just sitting in third and kind of after that recovery drive. But then yeah, safety car decided to pit because I thought it might come in with 2 laps to go because of how late it was towards the end. And at first I thought it might have been the wrong decision, so obviously I gave up a few places on track. But then yeah, the pace on the softs was just so much better than the hards, wasn't it? I'm sure you could see. So yeah, just able to get past and make the overtakes cleanly, and then yeah, somehow got it past Hoop, which yeah, again was extremely lucky. And I think he definitely deserved to win the race, but I also don't think I deserved to be sort of so far behind him either. So yeah, I'm obviously really happy to win and extend the championship lead, but yeah, it wasn't a great race again. Obviously, getting caught up in incidents that shouldn't really be happening, but on the whole, obviously, yeah, really happy to win.
Yes. James, any final thoughts?
Yeah, of course. First, I expected to win the race, and he did, on the most dramatic endings of the races we'll ever see. But leading up, as we're not talking about your final lap, of course you boxed for softs as the rest of the guys, and of course your brother didn't, and like Beza stayed out on the hards. Did you feel like you were going to get everyone on? Of course, the safety car came in lap 30. What was your feelings coming in the last couple of laps? Did you feel like you were going to get the win?
No, I was kind of just hoping maybe get myself back on the podium. Obviously, Harry in front of me, he kind of just said he'd let me go because he had damage as well. No point really fighting, and then got the run on him anyway. So that was one, and then yeah, just had the grip on race roll as well. But no, I was kind of just hoping that get back up to where I was, and then maybe get Bez if he struggled on the hards, which he did. So yeah, I was kind of just expecting to recover a few of the points I'd lost, but then obviously the move on Hoop was a bonus.
Yeah, some brilliant moves, mate, and congratulations on the win, mate. All the best to
Thank
you,
you.
man.
Cheers.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. 11 viewers still left. So, well, some people saying Rainer driver today. I'm seeing the stream chat. This is it. So we just heard from the race winner. 16 races, 10 point podiums. So, wow. So yeah, that's it, James. Another race done, and next week we're gonna go to Russia. Thoughts on that track?
What kind of like that track. I've done well there before. I've had my own mistakes. Yeah, it's one of those competitive tracks with long final straight and then long back straights. Tough corners in some sections, but very competitive. Love to see it.
Indeed, mate. So yeah, I gotta say thank you, OG James, for joining me in the commentary box today. It's been a pleasure commentating alongside you, and well, this is it for me. We will be back next week for round 17 of the Elite Division 4.